Hi there, it's Darren Tavenham. I've made a video for you and I think you're going to love this one. I wanted to try and walk you through just how to actually go from where you are to where you'd much rather be. Indeed, 5 clear steps to be able to get everything you want from your health and fitness, and of course to be able to lose weight for good. So let's get started. So if you imagine a line and it represents a journey from the red dot where you begin to the green dot where you would much rather be. As we take this journey, there are essentially 5 key steps. The first of these steps is about getting clear, getting focused, and therefore getting motivated to make sure that the journey you take with all of you, that you really see it through and you make sure that you get the results this time that I know you want and deserve. The second step is to amplify this a little bit, to get leverage, to really feel accountable and to release the brakes. The third and fourth steps are about adjusting your nutrition and about creating an exercise plan for a very purposeful outcome. It's to accelerate fat loss and it's to boost metabolic rate. The fifth and final step is about creating flexibility in your plan for sustainability. What I want to do is work through these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps with you. The first 2 in this video. I then got a second video for you for the third and fourth steps, and then a final video to have a look at how you make sure you set up a sustainable plan that will enable you to be able to really enjoy eating, drinking food, not feeling squeezed in terms of restricted for the rest of your life, but to actually feel free, to take back control and to really enjoy all that food and drink is about, to actually enjoy an appropriate exercise plan that fits into your lifestyle, and to make sure that you get the best of all worlds. So when we look at the first step, which really is about getting motivated, it's gaining that clarity and therefore providing that focus on what you really need to attend to be able to get the results that you need. We have to ask a series of questions, and I hope as we work through some of these seem simple questions, but really stick with these questions and think with me just what are the answers, what are your answers to these specific questions. Now the first of course is about asking what don't you want. So get clear on what you're trying to move away from, what you're frustrated with, what you really want to get rid of in your life in terms of your lack of health or your poor fitness, or of course if you're feeling overweight and you're feeling lethargic or you're lacking confidence or whatever it might be. The first question I want you to ask to yourself is what don't you want? I've asked this question of people before. They've answered with things like, I don't want to feel that lack of confidence anymore. I don't want to feel that low energy level all day long, especially first thing in the morning when I suppose I've had a good night's sleep already. I want to stop feeling uncomfortable in certain clothes or just with myself generally, feeling uncomfortable with my body. I want to stop feeling that feeling of depressedness and loneliness and that lethargicness that seems to be what I'm feeling most of the time right now. You see, there is value in first of all asking the question what you're moving away from. The truth is both pain and pleasure will help to get us motivated. Get clear on what you don't want as well of course as what you do want. And I'll ask that question, people will answer with, I want to feel more confident, I want to feel comfortable with my body. I want to feel back in control of my nutrition, not it controlling me. I want to feel sexy, strong and happy again. What do you want? What do you really want? Now, I want us to amplify this a little bit more. I want us to think now, well, what about 2 years from now? How do you want to feel? I want to look and feel my absolute best, people will tell me. I want to enjoy eating what I want, whenever I want it, guilt-free, because I'm in great shape. What do you want in the longer term is what I'm asking. Not just the short-term, here and now stuff. Do you want to feel proud of yourself? Do you want to feel confident and comfortable in your own skin? This is the time now to start to get really excited. And ask yourself, why is this important? People are mainly motivated by that why question. And that's the question you need to ask yourself. What's so wrong with just staying as you are? Why is it important for you to change? And why is it important for you to change right now? Perhaps it's to stop going around in circles, once and for all, to show that you can change, to lead by example with regards to your family and friends, maybe even your children, to show that you can do it and to make sure they don't fall into the same trap perhaps you have a little bit with regards to those feelings that you've been experiencing around your weight, lack of health and fitness, to get back in control. So if that was step one, which is to get clear and focused about what you don't want, but particularly what you do want, step two is about getting leverage. It's about taking back control, that accountability, and to release the brakes. Let's explore then what's involved in step two. Essentially, what I want you to do is to think about, well, those questions about what you do want were about the future you. It's about projecting to the future and starting to get a sense and a feeling and excitement about where you'd like your life to be as a consequence of being healthier and fitter and in more control of nutrition and exercise, and of course therefore weight. And it was to compare and contrast that with where you currently feel you're at, what you're most frustrated with, what's not going so well. And of course what we do is we essentially create a gap. Now the gap that we've created I want to make greater, and therefore I want to try and ask you some questions in step two which start to distance the present you, the you that is sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and to amplify that some more, to make it worse in your mind than it maybe even is right now, and to think about the future, just how good life will be when you make this work, and I know you will, and therefore to actually make sure that we put a bigger differential between what you've currently got, what you really want, to make sure I fuel you and that you feel just ready to drive things forward. The truth is it does take great effort to be able to change your life around, to actually take back that control that we're talking about. And this step is about making sure you're ready for whatever strategy you're going to pick. And the next video will run through strategies around nutritional and exercise change to make sure you're ready to make sure it works. So the question I want you to ask is about what if. So what if 2 years from now nothing changed? Everything was exactly as it now, only more so. That the feelings that you're feeling right now just got worse. The question I want you to ask now then is around where would you be, how would you feel, what would life be like if you didn't take back control now and you just let yourself continue the way that you're going? Would you feel depressed? Would you start to feel defeated, deflated, really quite sick of life, perhaps a total failure? Would you start to blame yourself, feel embarrassed about your health and fitness, about, I suppose more than that, about your inability to really take back the control that you so want to take back? Would you feel sick? Would you be sick? I mean properly sick, ill? Because the reality is I know you're aware of the risk of type 2 diabetes, various cardiovascular diseases, and the health problems that are associated with eating poorly, not exercising enough, and of course being overweight. And think about that, because that's what you want to use to fuel you to make some change. Therefore, why is it an absolute must that you do this now? And it is. You must change now. This is the time. This is the right time. And you're probably going to think about, well, I refuse to let this beat me. You're probably going to think this is now or never. Then if that's the way you're feeling, this is the time to start to now finish off this step two and look forward to getting into step 3 and 4 really quickly. Because to finish this step off, really we've got to ask the question then, what's holding you back? What's been holding you back? And for most people, there are people that they spend time with that are kind of half the battle. And you can think to yourself, well, who are you with when you're at your worst? And sometimes it's not their fault, but it's perhaps just making links, making associations between the sorts of people that you're with, or the person in particular that you're with, when you are most out of control, where you're most maybe comfort eating, comfort drinking. And is that half the problem? Do you need to actually address that with that person, those people, and just be open and honest with them about what you're trying to achieve and what you need them to do to be able to support you in this? Sometimes it's more environmental factors. It's about clearing out the kitchen. It's about knowing there are cues in your workplace, or perhaps it's more situational in the car, snacking habits that you've picked up as you're traveling between appointments, or taking the kids to school, or whatever it might be. And often there are these environmental, situational, and interpersonal factors that have got nothing to do with nutrition. It's to do with the habits that have been created in the past that are kind of contributing to why you can't break free. And as you start to just examine for yourself, just ask those questions. Where are you when you're at your best? Who are you with? What kind of cues are there that help you to actually be really good around health and fitness? And who are you with? Where are you? And what kind of cues are kind of associated with when you're not so good? Is it the weekends? Is it just the weekends? Is it the evenings? And just start to think about that. The other type of limiting factors that I want you to think about, of course, are psychological. I'm going to spend a lot of time in our one-day mind-body transformation events to really examine this and to help to be able to address these, because these are more tricky. I mean by psychological barriers that are holding you back, some limiting beliefs. The truth is, when people try something and they don't get results, and they try again and don't get results, they start to tell themselves a story as to why they're not getting results. And the stories that we make up, they are indeed made up, help to be able to justify what we're getting in life. But these stories that we tell start to become beliefs, and we can start to actually form limiting beliefs. And those limiting beliefs might be about being big boned. It might be about not being strong enough to be able to get results. It might be a whole range of things that become quite unconscious, that we suddenly find ourselves self-sabotaging without even realizing that we're doing it. And these beliefs that we have are really important, because our belief system impacts on our unconscious mind. And the truth is, it's our unconscious mind that, if we get control of, can help us to blast through this and to be able to get remarkable results. But the first step here is to look at, well, what are some of our beliefs around health, fitness, and weight? Where have they been formed? How are they helping or limiting us? And to help to actually replace them. And the work that we do in this area are quite transformational to make sure you free your mind and allow yourself to really make the most of the strategies that we work with you on the events. So we need to ask the question, just whatever we've got right now, whose fault is it really? And who is ultimately responsible for the results that I know you want in your life moving forward? And I think you know the answer. We have gone through 2 of our 5 steps. We've certainly examined what we need to do to get clear, get focused, and to get motivated. We're trying to create leverage and accountability, and started to explore what kind of limiting factors can hold us back. The next steps, of course, look at adjusting your nutrition, creating an exercise plan that will work to be able to make sure that you're ready to drive forward and to get the results that I've already spoken about, that I know you want and I know you deserve. I know you're ready. And I hope genuinely this video has helped, and you can take something from this to implement immediately into your lives. Now, of course, the reality is to actually change beliefs, to be able to really identify what sabotaging thoughts and habits, of course, are holding you back, and to be able to remove them is no small feat. That it does take considerable effort. And as I know you know by now, on the website darrentubman.com, you can find out more about our one-day mind mastery events, where our mind-body transformation program really comes to life, where you actually get the help to be able to not just set the mindset right, but to actually get our strategies and the tools that we offer to make sure that you can get the absolute results that you deserve in your life. You can hear plenty about those one-day events on the website. I hope this video helps. I've got more, of course, I'll send you. But for now, please think carefully about how you can best help yourself. And I would encourage you, of course, to think about that little bit of investment to be able to really make sure this time is your last time to lose weight for good. Bye for now.